When Ethan found his new job, it felt like the first rays of sunlight breaking through a long storm. The relief on his face when he told me the news was something I'd never forget.
It's a fresh start,
He said, his voice steady but hopeful.
I'm ready to move forward.
I smiled, my chest swelling with pride and relief. We're ready, I corrected, taking his hand in mine. But as the initial excitement faded, the reality of rebuilding our lives set in. The financial strain of the past months had left its mark, and the emotional toll had been no less significant. I knew it would take time to heal, but I also knew we had emerged stronger, more resilient, because of what we'd endured. We started by revisiting our goals, sitting at the kitchen table late into the night with notebooks and mugs of tea. Ethan wanted to focus on his new role, determined to prove himself at the company. I wanted to revisit some of the dreams we'd put on hold, like planning for a home of our own. We talked openly, honestly, and sometimes painfully, hashing out the details and finding common ground.
I'm sorry I wasn't better at handling things.
Ethan admitted one evening, his voice soft but sincere.
I should have leaned on you more.
I reached across the table, taking his hand. We both learned a lot, I said. And we got through it. That's what matters. Rebuilding wasn't just about finances or logistics. It was about restoring the sense of balance and connection between us. We made a conscious effort to prioritize each other, carving out time for date nights, long walks, and quiet moments of reflection. Ethan surprised me with little gestures, a handwritten note tucked into my bag, flowers left on the kitchen counter, reminders of his love and gratitude. I found solace in my routines, in the grounding presence of the garden I'd nurtured through every season. One afternoon, Ethan joined me outside, kneeling beside me as I planted a row of lavender.
You know,
He said, brushing dirt from his hands.
you're the strongest person I know.
I glanced at him, surprised. Strong? I don't always feel that way,
You are.
he insisted.
You keep us grounded. You make things grow, not just here, but in our life. I don't think I could have gotten through this without you.
His words stayed with me, a quiet affirmation that the choices I made, the values I held, mattered. They were the foundation of the life we were rebuilding together. We also made a point to celebrate small victories. The first paycheck from Ethan's new job, a successful dinner party with friends, even the completion of a long overdue home project. Each milestone felt like a step forward, a reminder of how far we'd come. Slowly but surely, the weight of the past began to lift, replaced by a sense of optimism and possibility. One evening, as we sat on the porch watching the sun dip below the horizon, Ethan turned to me.
Do you think we'll ever forget this time?
He asked. I thought for a moment before shaking my head. No, I said softly, and I don't think we should. It's part of our story now. It's what made us stronger. He nodded, his gaze thoughtful.
You're right. And I'm glad we went through it together.
In that moment, I felt a profound sense of peace. The storm had tested us, but it had also shown us what we were capable of, not just as individuals, but as partners. As we sat there, side by side, I realized that rebuilding wasn't just about putting pieces back together. It was about creating something even more beautiful than before.